There's a magic system in My Little Pony which I just think isn't talked about enough. And honestly, if a pony knew how to manipulate this magic to their own will, then Equestria as we know it could be destroyed. And this magic is none other than the magic of cutie marks. Not only are cutie marks responsible for giving ponies like the princesses and the main six the power to protect Equestria, but they also determine how Equestria is governed and organized. Since more often than not, ponies choose lifestyles and careers that match their cutie mark's chosen purpose. Pinkie Pie moved to Ponyville to be a party-planning pony, Rarity fulfills her dream of being a fashion designer, and Rainbow Dash uses her flying skills to join the Wonderbolts. But this got me wondering, are cutie marks really determined by destiny, where something happens that makes a pony realize their true purpose? Or could there be something deeper going on? Something genetic? I mean, if horns and wings can be inherited, then why not cutie marks? If you're interested in deep MLP theories like this one, then hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. So, are cutie marks genetic or destiny? From my research and findings, it seems that cutie marks are in fact only genetic. Let me explain. So far, the show has always defined cutie marks as destiny because of 3 rules. 1, a pony's cutie mark can be virtually anything until it appears. 2, a pony will discover their hidden passion through a series of events. And 3, once their true passion is discovered, a pony's cutie mark will appear. This seems pretty straightforward. But there are many situations in the show that contradict rules 1 and 2. In the season 5 finale, where Starlight stops a sonic rain boom from happening, the present reality drastically changes, with multiple horrific timelines. But one thing that doesn't change is the main six's cutie marks. Even though the events that caused the main six to get their cutie marks cease to exist, their cutie marks didn't change in these alternative timelines. They still got the same cutie marks. Meaning that a cutie mark must be a predetermined genetic trait. That's the only way a pony can get the same cutie mark regardless of what happens in the timeline. Meaning their cutie marks aren't destiny, but rather a genetic trait that appears over time. Something else that points to cutie marks being genetic is ponies inheriting symbols from their families. Take the Sparkle family, for example. All 4 members of the Sparkle family have star and galaxy elements in their cutie marks. Even Shining Armor has Twilight stars like Twilight and regular stars like Twilight Velvet on his cutie mark. He still inherited the star symbols even though stars have nothing to do with his purpose. Another good example of this is Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom's purpose, along with the rest of the cutie mark crusaders, is to help ponies find their cutie mark. But if you look at her cutie mark, there's an apple. Now we know Apple Bloom's cutie mark has nothing to do with apples, but most of her family members have apple-themed cutie marks or apples in their cutie marks, meaning she inherited the apple symbol. So for example, if my cutie mark has to do with fishing or fish, then my descendants are likely to inherit fish symbols in their cutie marks.
I beg to differ. Personally, I can't get behind the idea that cutie marks are fully genetic. Like, there are just too many examples throughout the series of ponies with cutie marks that have absolutely nothing to do with their parents. Take, for example, Rarity and Sweetie Belle. I mean, their parents' cutie marks are footballs and cookies. To me, this looks far more like destiny determines a cutie mark more than anything else. We're even told explicitly and repeatedly throughout the show that a cutie mark is tied to one's destiny and or special talent. Pinkie Pie plans parties, so her cutie mark is 3 balloons. Fluttershy talks to animals, so her cutie mark is 3 butterflies, etc.
That's a good point, Star. Although genetics can explain a good amount of how cutie marks work, there are still a lot of examples where cutie marks being determined by destiny makes more sense. One thing that genetics does explain particularly well is how the type of cutie mark a pony can get is restricted by if they're a unicorn, a pegasi, or an earth pony. In the first Heartswarming episode, it's mentioned that earth ponies are naturally skilled at growing food and doing heavy labor because of their strength and knowledge of agriculture. The same tale described Pegasi as the masters of weather and flying, and described unicorns as gifted in the magical arts. And although no pony's talents are limited by these descriptions, more often than not, a pony's purpose and cutie mark will work within the strengths described for each type. For example, it's very common for unicorns to have cutie marks related to magic, because they have the ability to use raw magic naturally. But it's extremely rare to find an earth pony or a pegasus whose cutie mark has exclusively to do with magic. They may exist and may use magical artifacts to pursue their purpose, but again, it's very unlikely. Similarly, Pegasi are likely to have cutie marks that have to do with the weather, flying, or the sky compared to Earth ponies and unicorns. Why? Because being a Pegasus makes it easier for Pegasi to stand on clouds, fly around, and adjust the weather as needed. Earth ponies are likely to have cutie marks related to strength, food growing, nature, or heavy labor work compared to unicorns and Pegasi. Now, this definitely isn't an exclusive rule, but this pattern is pretty common throughout Equestria. If you think about it, Pegasi and Earth ponies are more likely to have similar cutie marks because neither type can wield raw magic, while unicorns have two categories of cutie marks they can get. Either magical cutie marks like Twilight, Starlight, or StarSwirl have, or cutie marks that have nothing to do with magic, like Rarity's. And the reason for this is a pony's body is unlikely to give a magic-related cutie mark to a pony that lacks magical abilities. Because one of the fundamental aspects of a cutie mark is that a pony is good at their purpose without having to use any outside power or skill beyond their own. Because if they did need outside help to do their purpose, then it would be extremely difficult for a pony to pursue their cutie mark's chosen purpose. Of course, there are many cutie marks that any pony can get regardless of type. For example, any pony type can get Fluttershy's cutie mark because it has nothing to do with flying, strength, or magic. But only unicorns or alicorns would be able to handle Twilight's cutie mark of magic.
Yeah, in this situation, genetics impacting cutie marks makes more sense than it being destiny. But if cutie marks are indeed somewhat genetic, what are the implications of this in regards to Starlight?
What do you mean?
Well, Starlight has power over cutie marks, right? That means she also has power and control over one's destiny, which is fairly common knowledge, but now that we know that there is a genetic component in all of this, this also implies that Starlight has invented CRISPR technology in the form of magic. She is straight up altering a pony's DNA, and she's even doing it to the point where she can swap the genes of two separate ponies. This level of magical capability is insane, never witnessed in all of Equestria's history. She will go down in history as the pony that invented legendary medical procedures that saved millions of ponies' lives.
You know they have the ability to change their entire species, right? Magical DNA alteration is nothing new.
Dang it! I thought I was being smart there.
If it makes you feel any better, the fact that she can alter a pony's DNA as well as destiny does have some implications. Horrifying implications.
Why would that make me feel better?
We know that Starlight can alter a pony's cutie mark, but what if that pony doesn't yet have a cutie mark? Because a cutie mark is directly tied to a pony's DNA, what if a pony's cutie mark eventually turns out to be, could theoretically be predicted in advance? All you need to do is take a close look at the genes to know what a pony's destiny is, years before they ever know themselves, even from birth. So if some evil mastermind knew that a pony was destined to be the chosen one and grow up to defeat them, they could steal that destiny and ensure that pony never receives their cutie mark.
Or if some pony has a jelly bean production company that they've built up over the years, they can quash any future competition in the market by predicting and removing jelly bean cutie marks from all the newborns in Equestria before they ever get a chance to start making jelly beans. Their jelly bean empire will rise for all eternity, and with no competition will grow strong enough to dominate other areas of the market. Gumdrops, sour chews, and bubblegum will all be in danger, and the only pony with a decent recipe for any of it shall be this one pony, all because of the jelly beans and CRISPR technology.
I mean, yeah, I suppose that could happen too.
Well, it's been fun, but I need to get back to my own channel. I've got more videos to make.
Sounds good, but I have a quick question. How did you get here?
Well, you know how you said that while it's unlikely, a pony without a horn could still technically be able to have a cutie mark in magic?
Yeah?
Well, I, the Pegasus, through our theorizing, have found a way to alter my own genes and special talent to be whatever I want. And what I want is to have the special talent of leaping between YouTube channels.
But we only just now figured that out. You would have had to figure out how to do that before we made the theory.
I also have the special talent of warping space and time.
But that creates a paradox.
That's my talent too!
But you would need more than one cutie mark for that.
I have the cutie box!
No! If you'd like to see more MLP genetics theories like this one, then click here.